Well, it was obviously like a witch hunt, which we will get into. It happened to someone else who was,
Schneider.
he had his own, he led a company, they took him out, and I don't know, Dan Schneider's in the news. What do you know about this stuff?
So I know that...
Quiet on set! Sorry.
So you can hear from my producer. I'm not actually supposed to say very much because mum's the word. No. Quiet on set is the word. So I got to keep extra quiet talking about this. But apparently he was making kids on Nickelodeon do some gross stuff. So what did you think the hottest part of that was? No, I'm just kidding. But so what, Ariana Grande had to get naked in a scene. And I remember that scene as a kid. I was confused by it. But
yeah. No, okay. Dan Schneider has been under some pressure since 2018. People have started pointing out why is there weird foot stuff in these shows?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, I think if you were to point that stuff out in the Drake and Josh and iCarly era, you would have been reaching. It really wasn't until Victorious when the stuff really got out of hand. There are compilations of Ariana Grande squeezing lotion on her face and laying in her bed in a suggestive way, and then obviously the feet stuff and then you go back and you look at iCarly, and it's why is Gibby always getting naked?
Mm-hmm.
And then it all kind of comes together.
Well, did you hear the one? It goes back even further. Did you hear about Amanda Bynes' character on the Amanda Show? What was her name? Penelope Taint?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that went over my head as a kid.
Wait, was it Taint?
It was Taint. And so I guess one of the fat bitches that was a recurring character in those shows, they had a couple adults that always showed up, including him. He would work at a restaurant or something in the show. She was saying that in the writer's room, he told them, the taint is the area between your balls and your butthole.
Oh my gosh.
And that's why, we're calling it, but don't tell anybody because it's funny.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Because it's funny. Yeah, that's the reason.
Don't tell your mommy. Whoa.
And then somebody, a producer or executive at Nickelodeon asked them about it, and they're like, so that's because it's, tainted, because, it's, not, it's dirty, it's not good. And he's like, no, why would it be dirty? It's like a little girl. She's playing a little girl as this character.
Wow.
So and then the chick. That's why it's sometimes I feel like it's all a hit. Well, not that, but it's just you can't believe everything that's coming out because she's like, that's real power. That's what she said at the end of all of it. She's like, and that is real power. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Okay. But that's pretty gross stuff.
Did you see his apology?
No.
Okay, I'll show you just what he looks like in his apology.
He's on Ozempic now, or he's just...
Yeah. First of all, he's Ozempic. He has dyed his hair to hide his baldness. Mm-hmm. And let's see.
Which that's a move.
Yeah. There it is. Okay. So first of all, the guy doing this, do you recognize him?
Oh my God,
that's the bagel guy.
Oh my God, what's his name?
His name is Boogie, but he is Tebow on iCarly.
Oh my God.
So, oh wow, look at that like to dislike ratio, not looking good. So I was kind of refreshing on this, listening to it on the way here. I'll just let it play so we can get another.
Tebow wasn't in the reboot because he's also trouble, but
oh, is he really?
No,
just for being friends with Dan.
Yeah, I guess.
This is the most, I mean, you don't need to see this to know that it's obviously the fakest apology. There's Dan Schneider looking not bad, really. He's in his, 50s or something. He's got a nice little Walter White soul patch.
Got two-tone green and a cool vest.
Mm-hmm. He's keeping warm. He's got this bicycle thing. He's made sure to get rid of all the feet pictures in the house, making sure there's none of that. What it is. So Dan Schneider was weird about the feet stuff. And then also... he was apparently a tyrant on set. So at one point in the interview, he says, if at any point, if a child was uncomfortable with what I was making them do, they always had the opportunity to speak up and I wouldn't make them do it. But since he was an asshole on set, no one would ever speak up because it's why would you speak up to him, right? And Tebow tries to address that, but then he doesn't even answer the question. Then there's an obvious cut. Then they just move on to the next topic. But the thing about all of this that really bothers me is that this is just yet another liberal witch hunt because that was the thing. What is the allegation? What? He liked feet? I like feet. We use them to walk. Get over it.
Even kids use them to walk, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's not... babies crawl. That's it. If he had babies doing it, that would have been weird. The next thing I want to say about this is that they said that Dan Schneider yelled on set. As I just mentioned, he was a tyrant on set. Mm-hmm. Look... he had Nickelodeon all on his back, and as the saying is, sometimes you got to break an omelet, you got to make some eggs, right?
Yeah.
And so he was just making sure everybody had breakfast. I've always heard he was tough but fair. So I don't know. And it's just, again, the PC police. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Uh-oh, look at this. He's doing something great. Let's crack down. Because people don't also talk about this, but if you're a producer on these Nickelodeon shows, there are certain hours that they're allowed to work, and they have to be homeschooled. But he created the staged school. So he would teach them while they were on stage and on set, and he was teaching them like American values.
Mm-hmm.
He was teaching them about the importance of the Second Amendment and how to watch out for woke Hollywood. So the liberals at the other stations... Disney
Mm-hmm.
are trying to get rid of him because he is against the woke agenda.
Yeah, well, and he's a damn good-looking guy too. So they're always coming after, rich, powerful, handsome men.
And the foot is. Everyone talks about the foot. No one talks about the other symbol, the butt, which
Or
is
the brain,
liberal.
for that matter. I mean, look at the guy. He's come
a
up with some of the
genius.
greatest shows ever.
The foot is to kick the butt of the liberal establishment.
Mm-hmm.
What else was I gonna say? Oh, we were talking about Drake Bell and Josh Peck and just how everybody hates Josh Peck. Obviously, Josh Peck would defend Dan Schneider because Josh Peck looks like Dan Schneider. So Dan probably treated him like the son he never had.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they looked identical. So Josh has to defend his real dad and not his fake dad, Brian Peck, who molested
Drake.
From
The songs.
Yeah. Drake from the singer. Does this ruin the shows for you? Can you go back and rewatch these shows?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I'm going back every other week. I'm putting on an iCarly, or I'm watching Amanda Bynes, and it's really about being a baby forever, and I'm sort of enjoying it along the way. So it doesn't separate the art from the artist. That's what I've always said. And so I won't watch the episodes he's in though, because when the artist is in the art, that's not my MO. So
do you skip at the end of the episode the Schneider's Bakery, the thing? Do you have to skip that?
I hit the mute button as fast as possible, and if it even comes through a little bit, I rewind, mute it then, and then just make sure I don't hear it. Okay. So I get the satisfaction of seeing that nice oven. What is it? Is it an oven?
Yeah, it's like an oven
popping open.
Yeah,
and a foot comes out. A kid's foot comes out. Yummy.
Foot. There we go again with Josh.
What was the last show he worked on there? Was it all of the Ariana Grande stuff?
No, he didn't get off. He wasn't off until he didn't get off. He got off all that time.
Was he the Henry Danger? What's that? Is that the show that
here we go.
Jake Paul was on? I might be getting shows mixed
that
up.
That was Bizarre Vark or something weird. And that was on Disney Channel. Let's check out his show.
That'd be so awesome if he had a Jake Paul story.
He molested Jake Paul. So Sam and Cat was his last TV show.
So he's been out forever. 10 years. But look at that. That's
sorry.
Tarantino level shit. I mean, look at that filmography.
He was on, seriously.
Keenan and Kel, the one where they have the nail in the tuna sandwich. That's my favorite one.
Yeah. Wait, so what? Oh, this is creator and producing role. So he was up on until iCarly on the Paramount Plus. Oh, only credited as the creator. Same thing with Danger Force. So 2018 was the last time he did something.
Danger Force? Jesus Christ. Yeah. What's he trying to say with that one?
Seriously.
I mean, look, Disney at least tries to be subliminal with all this stuff. They just put sex up in the stars in the Lion King movie. They're not just putting feet out there.
Right.
Maybe.
And it's like you got to squint to see the penis tower for the Little Mermaid. What are some other ones? I don't know. Woody and Buzz, like.
Yeah, Woody, though, that is kind of out there in the open.
Well, have you heard the joke? Andy's mom has a couple of toys, and they're also named Woody and Buzz. So, nice. But that one you got to work for a little bit. But yeah, this one, it's like Fuck Foot Factory. It's like the newest Nickelodeon show.
Penelope Taint.
Yeah, that's crazy. I always thought it was Tate, like she was like Andrew Tate.
Yeah, Andrew Tate.
Because she's driven.
Yo, whoa, Penelope.
Dude, Penelope Tate is so awesome. I didn't get to meet Andrew or Twistin, but I got to meet Penelope.
She's so twad.
Essentially Penelope.
Essentially Penelope. 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 Oh, Johnny. But you did see so when did the Quiet on Set, when did that come out?
That came out like last week on Monday, I think.
So both, and then Brian Peck jerked off Sleeping Drake.
I think you're thinking of Sleeping Beauty. So you're thinking of Disney again.
Well, he was the more beautiful of the two between Drake and Josh.
It sounds like Josh was just jealous. I don't know. His dad didn't. No, I don't know. I didn't watch it. Is that what happened?
Well, there is some thought that Josh was jealous of Drake. Like Drake was getting all the older guy dick, and he wasn't getting any of it because he is a fat gay little fuck back then, and he's not getting any love. And
well, just think of the episodes where it's like. They're like, okay, so we've got for this episode, Drake, you're gonna be making out with this hot girl, and then you're gonna be bouncing from date to date. Josh, you're gonna try to do the weather on TV, and you're gonna sweat, and everyone's gonna laugh at you. And Josh he can't separate his own art from his own artistry, and turned it into a big personal problem. So much so, it's made him so unlikable that Drake got like in legal trouble with some girl a few years ago, and everyone's still on his side. Everyone's like, yeah, fuck Josh Peck.
Well, and that whole situation is super complicated, and people don't realize this, but Drake and Josh was the only one of Dan Schneider shows that was a reality show. So it's actually about the characters Drake and Josh.
Okay, yeah.
And how they became brothers in real life.
I see. Okay.
And so that's how a show leads to public falling out. I mean, you got two brothers who one is the more cool one.
Yeah.
And one is the less cool one.
And it's Shakespearean.
Really, it is.
No, that was sorry.
It is. Well, and I mean, life imitates art, but art imitates more art, and it sort of repeats, and it's sort of an endless Ouroboros cycle. The snake eating its tail, or the dragon swallowing its own, deep throating its own tail.
But instead, it was Josh eating all the snacks at the snack table.
Yeah, and Drake
with Dan.
Yeah, and Drake's mouth on Josh's dad.
Yeah, that's crazy though. I mean, it's no secret that messed up stuff goes on in Hollywood, and that's the thing. It's like when Dan Schneider was saying if somebody just would have spoken up, that's like thinking of things logically. When you're a child actor or you're the parent of a child actor, you're up against like thousands of other insane parents who would let their kids be like a fuck rag just so they could be famous.
Also, it's not the kid's job. Like, you're the adult that can discern it. You don't wait for a kid to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, if the kid becomes uncomfortable, then you should be able, like, with the adult mentality to understand why they would be.
No, that's
so it's
true.
more obvious, when you're, I don't know. It's also obvious, man.
Well, and then just the added pressure of like, if you're slightly difficult, they can immediately replace you. So it's like the mindset going in is you just say okay and yes to everything that happens. And then it's like you take that formula, 10 years later, they go, well, why were all these kids molested? It's like, I mean, it was obvious from the beginning, but but it's like you said, they just need to be adults, people acting like adults on set. Bumper sticker, any functioning adult, put that in the Nickelodeon set.
I was thinking, remember a few years ago we had bumper sticker ideas? We were doing a whole bumper sticker thing. We were literally taking full-blown meth. And that was the only time we've ever taken meth, but we're like, we got to come up with these bumper stickers. And I thought of one, though. But I just had it and I just lost it. Give me a second. Okay. Oh, you know how the ones that are like, back the fuck up. It's like you're driving too damn close.
Yeah.
How about it's like, hey, buddy, what, do you want to eat my butt? Or something like that? I don't know.
I have AIDS. Back off. I've got AIDS. Quiet on set. No, could say that. What was I going to say? Sorry, I had something else about Josh Peck. There was a thing a few years ago when we talked about this. Josh Peck lied about this encounter between him and Drake where he was like, yeah, I had a Sopranos moment. And I said, go apologize. No, it was go apologize to my wife, which, does everyone remember the episode of The Sopranos where Tony went up to someone and said, go apologize, go say you're sorry. Don't you have manners? Yeah, that's the most Sopranos moment there. Yeah, that was so stupid.
It's like, what does that even mean? Because it's like, unless you're saying you were actually like threatening him. I know he's trying to say he just got in his face about it, but it's like, what a ridiculous thing that you were... So you were a pussy about it for years, and then you finally had the nerve to go up to Drake and address it?
And then Drake immediately apologized.
Wow, you're so brave that you stood up for your wife after years.
Yeah, seriously. I think I've got the clip, and I want to show the clip because it has Dave Portnoy in it.
Oh, yeah, BFFs, baby.
Yeah.
Brianna, and we'll probably see Brianna pre all of her face. And Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was Pearl Davis.
Pearl H waist is big.
Signed up to be a public person, and it's what it is.
She tried to get emancipated and ended up not working out. She didn't. Well, since we're here, let's stay here
talking.
I was trying to get emancipated.
But here's my wife, right? Who's like getting torn
fucked.
down on the internet. And I'm like, she's private and she just got married. Can't you just enjoy this? And
Dave
no
with
one
his
was doing
headphones
that.
up. Yeah.
No one was tearing his wife down,
and
by
I
the way.
see him there and he sees me. And I go up to him, like, and this might be the most Sopranos thing I've ever done. And I look at him and I go apologize to my wife right now.
Damn.
And he goes, okay.
Big tough
and he
guy.
like made a beeline for my wife. And I see him do
guy.
like this whole 5-minute performance of an apology. And it was like, I was like, go apologize to my wife or something bad's going to happen.
Dude,
I was like,
dude, I had a 1930s mid-Atlantic moment.
Yeah. Dude, I had...
Go over there and apologize to my wife, you cocksucker.
I had a driving crooner moment. I had a crooner moment where, hey, buddy, I took the cigar out of my mouth and I said, you better go say sorry to my toots. Also, Dave...
A real Thanos moment. I had my first Thanos moment.
I had a real Voldemort moment. I had a real Adolf moment. Go apologize to my wife. I'm sorry. When it cuts to Dave and his headphones are upside down too, that's just like Dave just has no idea what he's even saying. He's like, "Oh, gotta say sorry."
I remember that was because he had his hair transplant surgery. That's why he had his headphones on upside down. But he's still wearing a hat, so it's like, what?
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah, no, he is. We'll see. It'll come.
I basically had a Sopranos moment. That's pretty crazy, man.
Whoa. Dude, the Sopranos.
Those are fighting words.
A century.
You told him to apologize to your wife? Those are fighting words.
yeah. Go say sorry.
You're bold.
What did he say? He put on a whole performance. Like, I never thought I would say sorry, but I found a way. Like, that's the...
Why does nobody do anything creatively? Because wait, where did they meet? Where was this going down at? Do you remember?
The VMAs or some shit.
Okay,
some award.
never mind. I was thinking, yeah, because he wasn't at the wedding. I was going to say at the wedding, he should have played that song and it should have been like, you're fucking gay. You're fucking gay.
Yeah.
And it's just about Drake.
Oh, so like Josh plays it?
Yeah, you should have invited him and then done that to him.
Yeah.
If you're going to roast somebody,
make it count.
Yeah, bury him.
The last thing about this is the Ned's Declassified thing. I don't know if you heard about this. They were talking about this and they did not experience this at all. So they're being very lighthearted about this. So the internet is going bananas over these comments.
This is Instagram Live?
I think it's TikTok.
Oh.
Daniel, I told you.
Daniel, we told you never to speak about that. Get back in your hole, Daniel, and give me your holes. Sorry, we shouldn't joke about this. We really shouldn't.
This is awful. Why are we doing this?
Because this is about us. Listen, our set was not like that. And no, it's fucking awful. The Drake Bell shit is that's crazy to hear. That is fucked, man. And that never came out, which is really wild. Really wild.
Until he was talking about it.
Boop. Boop.
They don't give a fuck.
No, I know. They
That's so
like do
awesome.
not. But yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Not talking about this anymore.
No.
Not talking about this anymore.
No.
Guys, we can't joke like this. Jesus.
You know what? They could redeem themselves in my eyes, even though they're doing the grifting podcast thing.
This is kind of funny.
We need Missy on the podcast.
They may be goofays, but they may be goofy. But I think they're trying to be themselves. So I don't hate them.
Yeah.
But the grifting podcast thing is lame, and they definitely want the reboot to come.
Right.
But this is a very funny thing. I mean, he seems cool. I'd be friends with Ned.
I know. Because it's like, what are they supposed to do? Pretend like they care? If they had a good time at Nickelodeon, they can't just muster up all this fake sympathy.
Yeah, and it makes sense because that was like a different show. I had like a whole different like camera style and different people working on it. So it didn't even feel like the rest of those shows.
And then, so then Drake Bell, he quoted this and said, Ned's declassless. This is wild. Laugh it up, guys. Laugh it up. Oh, twice, like it's a sitcom line. Laugh it up. Laugh it up. And that's in the quote. Wait, where does this quote come in? The Drake.
Rapist survival guide. The Nickelodeon survival guide.
Yeah, Ned's declassified Nickelodeon.
Whoa. Wait,
First thing.
that's the Wild Boys theme.
No, that's Ned's declassified. Like, why'd you make it so complicated?
No.
Whoa.
No, but then the Wild Boys theme is whoa. Wait, whoa.
But you had it right.
I think it's the exact same thing. We're gonna pull it up
Maybe
later.
the same guy. Yeah, we'll pull that up.
Holy shit! I didn't know. I had no idea that Turbo Negro did the Ned's Declassified theme song.
I'm trying to think of the like. I'm trying to think of what he'd say. Like, make sure you cover your drink. Here at Nickelodeon, cover your drink. And then it like cuts to Coconut Head just like getting raped in like the janitor closet or something.
Oh no, the janitor. Yeah, the janitor.
Yeah.
Was he secretly a creep? That would suck.
And always, the janitor Gordy, he played Cosmo on
true.
Fairly Odd Parents.
And
so
something else.
he was a lot. Yeah.
Oh, and the dad. He's the dad and Cosmo. How about
the
that?
anti-Semitic dad who hated his Dingleberg neighbor, like Dingleberg. He like irrationally hated him for no reason.
Yeah, has Timmy Turner come out and said anything about all this?
Yeah. That would be interesting because in the Fairly Odd Parents live action movie, Drake Bell played the live action Timmy Turner, so he had to work with the cartoon Timmy Turner.
Oh my god!
So I wonder if they have any shared trauma. Drake hasn't said anything about that. Drake has made another statement about this, saying that Josh has reached out to him and has comforted him after announcing he was raped by Josh's dad. So, and Drake said, please stop like making fun of Josh, because people just, like I said, they all hate Josh Peck. So he's like, but by the way, be nice to Josh.
Well, dude, Josh puts this on himself. I mean, it's not, we don't hate him because we never hated him because he was fat. We never hated him because he was the dork. We hate him because he goes everywhere and then he has to bring up all this old shit. And then we find out later he's a liar.
Yeah.
That's why we hate him.
That's it.
And he lied about you, Drake. So why are you defending him?
Yeah, Drake is honest. He's been nothing but nice to him. And if you hear the way he talks about Josh, you can tell that he's thought about it and has given Josh the benefit of the doubt numerous times. And I get that Drake's not nearly as famous as Josh Peck is now, but I don't know. Drake just seems like a good guy, even though he's made a handful of mistakes. But
I think he kind of seems spineless right now.
Drake?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think
there are a few fishy things about him. Don't get me wrong. Having to move to Mexico and just kind of rebrand and take over there. But I would trust Drake more than I would Josh.
Which one's Josh again?
I guess when I look at Drake, I don't immediately think faggot as I do when I see Josh.
Yeah. Well, what else? Do we have anything else on Danny Boy Schneider?
Oh, you know what? I can probably cut to this in the video. He does a part where he pretends to cry. So let me pull up the transcript here, because it's when he's talking about Drake's mom. He's like, I had sex with Drake's mom.
Did you see the video of Drake's dad?
No.
Talking about it. He's like, you raped my boy. He sucked my... Yeah, he's like, you sucked my boy's dick.
No.
I mean, I'm exaggerating it, but...
Here's that. Okay, I will...
But he is like a crazy looking guy.
Remind me to pull that up.
Okay.
Because I will...
Lovely woman who I stay in contact.
And no, it's fucking awful. The Drake Bell shit is that's crazy to hear. That is fucked, man.
Damn it! Like, Devin, he's in my computer.
For this day, she came to me at the time, and
Who's he talking about?
He's talking about the court case. So Drake, this is what's crazy. I don't know if you heard this too, but when he was raped, he like filed a lawsuit against the guy. And he said when he showed up, 40 other actors and screenwriters in Hollywood wrote like letters, like character letters about the guy being an upstanding citizen. So Drake kind of had to defend himself by himself in court as a kid.
Jeez.
So that's like so fucked up and awful. That's honestly the true story out of all of this, is that, yeah, how in-depth Hollywood is with protecting their pedophiles. And Scientology gets thrown in the mix in that 70s show, but we'll talk about that.
Is that Brian Peck guy? He did serve or is he like...
He did like a year or something.
Okay.
It was something so inconsequential.
I don't know if people know this, but Drake's mom, a lovely woman who I stay in contact with this day, she came to me at the time and she said, Dan, I'm not good with words like you are. And would you help me with my speech for the judge? And I said, of course. And I did. And he ended up going to prison and serving his time. And yeah, that was probably the darkest part of my career. And here's the kicker that I really don't get. After he got out of prison and was, to my knowledge, a registered sex offender, he was hired on a Disney Channel show.
You want a bagel?
So did you want a bagel or not? So this is a smoothie king.
I never. Yeah.
But no, he went out of that cry thing so fast. He's like, would you help?
That was the most scripted part of the whole thing. He's like, yeah, about a third of the way or 2/3 of the way in, I'm going to have to do that.
And I like how he's like, I will cry about Drake's mom, but I have to make the scenario where it's like she's coming to me saying like, can you please write for me? Dan Schneider, you're such a good writer. Can you write you who's written shows for written iCarly and Drake and Josh? Could you do a Drake and Josh ask speech about my son?
Yeah, they do like a split screen thing. It's like at the beginning of the Drake and Josh, the cold open.
Like her and the judge together.
I didn't do it. You know, just Josh on one side.
I'm innocent. Oh man, but yeah, Dan Schneider, what a fucking quack.
I bet after that she said, or I bet after that he said, "Hug me, mother."
Yeah.
To Drake's mom. How about that?
Hug me, mother.
Hug me, mother. Okay.
But what were we gonna look up? You said something.
Oh, Drake's dad. Look at
Okay.
yeah, Drake Bell's dad.
My fucking gay son. And we got to pull up on cinema. The Quiet on Set.
I'm Tim Heidecker, and you're watching On Cinema at the Cinema. Quiet on Set!
I want to be friends with Ned now.
I know.
Oh, there he is.
And
Wait.
unfortunately, I started seeing Brian start to just hang around Drake too much.
And if you want to find out what happens next, oh, never mind. I was gonna say, if you want to find out what happens next, you're gonna have to watch the doc. So that was just like a 1 episode thing, or like a special documentary, or is it like a series?
Three
Okay.
episodes. They do that all the time. HBO. They did that with what's the Jared Fogle Subway guy, Jared Fogle.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they gave you nothing for the first 2 episodes. Then episode 3, they show you just how creepy that guy was. Another person taken by political correctness, if you ask me. And
the Epstein documentary was like that too. Remember
Yeah.
that? The Price of Money, or whatever the fuck it was called.
Doesn't Epstein, he kind of talks like this. He's like, my name is Jeffrey those court videos.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein.
never touch a little girl.
Well,
Little girl.
Your Honor, I plead the 5th Amendment. I will be invoking my 5th Amendment right. My whites. Are my whites being taken away? Oh man. What part of me makes you think I'm a pedophile? Do I sound like a pedophile to you? Is there something that makes it seem like I can't get girls my age? I don't understand this. Now he's just retarded.
Well, he had those like weird short teeth too. You know what I'm
Yes,
talking
the-
about? When
the
it's just-
gummy-
yeah, like the gummy tooth where it's just like the tooth is barely hanging on.
Mm-hmm. No, he had reptile teeth. He looked like a full-blown reptile.
All right, keep it cool. Cool it with the remarks.
You know, I didn't even know he was Jewish.
Yeah.
I had no clue. I was on my way to Temple, digging tunnels under New York City. You know who's also Jewish is John Taffer.